Ready? You guys ready? Stare at the camera, Dave. All right. Hello, everybody. It's Micah. We're on the Chalupa Show today. Today, we're going to be talking about our favorite TV shows. Myself is here, Keith, and we have a guest, Nate.
Who are you, though?
This is an accomplishment.
It took you a second. I am myself, and I am who I am.
All right, so we're going to talk about our favorite TV shows today. Nate has not prepared a list, but he is willing to talk about our favorite TV shows. So
you have to agree with everything we say.
Well,
even if it's not your favorite.
Well, if it comes to a TV show he does not like, he's going to talk about it. Or if it comes to a TV show he knows nothing about, he can ask questions kind of as another opinion. But Nate's a great guy. You'll see why we like him. All right, so Keith, what's your first TV show?
I'm going to have to say Grimm.
Grimm
okay. Is probably my favorite TV show. I started watching it because I couldn't watch Bunk, but I heard it was pretty good, so I started, I watched a couple episodes, and at first it was really weird, but after like 3 episodes in, I just got really into it, and I loved it so much. It's a little bit intense at some points, but it is such a great TV show, such a unique idea too.
Okay, so I've never seen Grimm. What's kind of like the acting like?
The acting is actually very good, and all the characters in it are very different and unique and just fantastic all the way around. So, yeah.
Nate, you've seen Grimm?
I have not seen Grimm.
Yeah, okay. Did you have any questions about it? Have you seen any TV shows or stuff about it?
No, honestly.
No. Okay, so Keith, what's the background of Grimm?
So basically, it kind of takes more like the Brothers Grimm, like their kind of fairy tales, and it mixes it in with modern times. So there are these things called Vessen, which are like the fairy tale creatures, kind of like werewolves, but they're in a human form. And they can change like their face, but only different Vessen can see them, and people called Grimm. Now, Grimms are people who are kind of like monster hunters. They fight the fairy tale creatures and try to restore balance almost, I guess.
Okay, awesome.
And in the TV show, the main character is a Grimm, and he finds this out, and his grandmother, or I think mother, was a Grimm. And he didn't know about it until he turned 21 or something like that. Actually, I don't know, something like that. Okay. But I'm not gonna actually spoil. But basically, he finds out he's a Grimm, and then the whole TV show is basically him learning about the Vessen and fighting the monsters and trying.
Would you say that it's more of a darker setting or more of a fun setting, kind of like a play on what's going on?
It's definitely a darker setting, but there are some characters that are implemented in the story that make it lighter, I guess.
Okay.
There are a few characters that I really like that make this story or TV show so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. So my TV show, I'm not going to rate them in any particular order. I have a hard time picking a favorite TV show, but my first one I have is Hawaii Five-0. I really like this show. If you're looking for more of a cop action TV show that's really realistic, Hawaii Five-0 might not be for you, but I kind of really just like the play on it. It's just really fun, the way they build the characters up and the way the characters' friendships are all with each other. It's really fun. So it's a really fun TV show if you're looking for kind of like a cop drama. I have a lot of mine on the list are cop type dramas.
How does that show differ from other cop shows? Do you know?
Yeah,
is there something unique about it?
It really doesn't differ much from other cop shows. But what they do well is they really establish their characters well, and you really fall in love with each character. So every character in there, your heart is set for. You just love those characters. You love when good things happen to those characters, and you really hate it when bad things happen to those characters. Gotcha. So it's not much different from other cop shows, but you do really build good relationships with the characters in the TV show.
Okay. I've never heard or seen of it. So.
Hawaii Five-0. Oh, okay. It's pretty popular. It's still going.
I've heard of it, never seen it though.
Okay.
But
I've seen 1 or 2 episodes here and there, but when I watched it, I was really young and it freaked me out. So.
All right, Keith, what's your next show?
Well, Nate hasn't done any.
Oh,
I gotta do that.
Just name your favorite.
All right, my favorite is Psych.
Psych. Okay, yeah, that's on my list.
That's on my list too.
Because it's a great show.
Yeah.
So Nate, what's so great about the show?
I really love the humor in it. Just with Sean and Gus going back and forth, and I really love the way that their characters through the seasons ended up building and really change and the way you see Sean and his dad and
the great thing about Psych is just the comedy throughout the whole entire thing, and the comedy builds off of previous episodes and off of previous shows that's kind of surrounding that what the main character Sean's life would have been through. So what he would have went through in life, everything that he would have seen or movies he would have seen, he brings all that comedy to the forefront of the show.
So many references.
So if you kind of been through the same life that Sean has, you're going to absolutely love the show because of how many references he makes. The entire thing is so funny, but they do a really good job of making it serious and getting really intense in parts and really making you dive really deep into the show, but at the same time just making you laugh the entire time. It's one of the only shows I've ever been able to really just get into and really anticipate every episode that comes out. Like, oh my gosh, another episode, but at the same time laugh the entire time. It's so fabulous.
I think... Go ahead.
I was going to say, and if you haven't watched it, you should, because it will improve on your life.
Yeah, I would say Psych is my number one show. I'll put that in my number one show.
Yeah, I've recently just gotten into Psych. I'm on like season 3 now, and I started actually watching that because I'm almost finished with watching Monk, and I'm like, I gotta watch something else. So started watching Psych, and I really like Psych. I still haven't finished Monk because I've only been watching Psych now. So it's so good. I think my favorite thing in that show is the very beginning, because it always shows the main character's childhood past, and then it relates to the entire like episode. Okay, so that's like my most favorite thing in that show.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I think I probably have a lot more than you do. Do you see my list? How much do you think I have? Okay.
You have a lot.
So I'm gonna go through probably 2 or 3 to every Keith's one. So my next show would be Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time, I love this show. So it's not really my kind of area where I'd like if you've seen it. It's kind of, it takes a lot of fairy tales and mixes them together, and I'm just really not into that. But my friend got me to watch it, and I started watching it, and I absolutely fell in love with the show. I absolutely fell in love with it because of one character, and that's Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes.
That character is so good. He's one of my favorite, if not my favorite character out of any show ever, and I just love it. I just love it. So that show is just fabulous. The way they build and the way they do twists on all kinds of different fairy tales, just absolutely love it, because it takes something you know and puts a new twist on it in a way that's completely unexpected.
Yeah, I really liked it. At first, I was kind of like you. I'm like, I really don't know if I want to watch this. And I started watching it, and then my whole family started watching it. We got really far into it, and I forgot what season it was, but it just kind of got really complicated, and it wasn't all that like good. Okay. And so we kind of like dropped it and didn't watch it for a while. But I mean, the first couple seasons of it was phenomenal.
I still watch it to this day. I think they just came out with the last season, and I love that show.
Yeah, to me it just became really, really complicated. I'm like, I can't follow this anymore. I can't.
So what's your next show, Keith?
My next show is Bunk. That is
okay. Yeah.
I probably would put that at my favorite, but Grimm was really well. But Monk is definitely up there. I think my most favorite thing about that is just the main character, Monk, is so unique and so different, and so weird to put him in like a cop scenario almost, because if you don't know, Monk is the name of the TV show and the name of the character, and he is like germophobic, OCD, ADHD, and has all these different phobias and fears of just everything. And he's the greatest detective in like San Francisco, is it? I think.
Yeah, San Francisco.
So it's the greatest thing ever, because every episode is something different, because a new fear is shown, and he's like, no, I can't do that. But yet he pushes through it and is able to solve whatever case he's on. So it's just
actually
fantastic.
Let's fact check that. I'm not sure if it's San Francisco. Is it?
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it is. I would check.
Well, we'll get back to that. But so my next show is Galavant. I love this show. They only had 2 seasons. absolutely phenomenal. When you first watch it, you'll notice it's a kind of a musical, and a musical TV show that's funny is it's really weird, but it's so funny. The way they bring the music in there, the actors that are in this show are absolutely outstanding, and the comedy is just so funny. Like, it's just absolutely hysterical. I know it's one of Nate's favorite shows.
Definitely.
Would you care to elaborate? Definitely. Silence.
Well, I've always loved just making up like songs and I'm sorry, that's my phone.
Shame.
Oh, I know. First rule.
First rule of recording: turn off your phone.
Turn off your phone.
But just putting comedy into songs and just making parodies and things like that. And so what Galavant does is they have a lot of songs, but almost all of them have humor in them.
Yeah.
And
and it takes place back in medieval times, and they just make fun of stuff in the future, and it's a lot of fun. So my next show would be Sherlock, and I love this series. I just fell in love with it. Like, I watched the entire thing super fast, and it's such a good play on Sherlock Holmes. I just love it. I'm sad they haven't come out with another one, and I don't think they're going to come out with another season soon.
I'd rewatch that. That's like the one TV show I'd probably go back and rewatch.
It just, the way they play the mind of the way Sherlock Holmes works, it's so fabulous. If you're a Sherlock Holmes geek like I am, watch it. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
I was interested. I just started that show actually, and I noticed that the whole first episode is actually off of the book.
Yeah.
When Watson meets Sherlock.
Yeah. It's totally off of the book, and it's the way they do some plays on kind of some things that are in the book. I haven't finished the book series, so I'm not sure if it plays all the way through. I think they kind of go in their own direction. I'm not going to spoil anything else on it, but they take some really good twists, and it's really fabulous.
Yeah, and the two main characters who play, or the actors who play John and Watson.
Yeah. Oh, fabulous.
Did I just Sherlock and Watson are really, really good.
Just go
Benedict Cumberbatch and Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah. So, but those two guys are so fabulous, and I just love it. I love it.
At first I was really not like into Sherlock, but after we did our the play on it.
Yeah.
For drama.
Yeah.
I really got into it, and then I watched the first episode, and then after that I was like, okay, every night we're watching at least one of them. So. Yeah,
they're long.
They are long, but they're fantastic.
They're worth it.
Oh yeah.
So what's another one of yours?
Let's see. I said Grimm, Monk. We said Psych. The 100.
The 100. Okay, I've
heard about that.
That's another show that I watched, and I think I've watched all the seasons of that one, and that one is a really, really good show. The last season, I think it was season 3. There's not that many, and the last one that I watched, it was really, really good, and it's it takes place in the future, and basically the last of mankind are in this giant space shuttle.
Okay.
And they send down 100 kids to Earth, which is apparently still like radioactive after like a nuclear fallout or something like that.
Okay.
Like Wall-E?
Yeah, well, except
with
nukes. Yeah.
Except with nukes.
And they send 100 kids down, and the 100 kids try to survive on Earth. And as the show progresses, it shows, like the flaws of every character that you meet, and it shows kind of like the backstory of how the kids actually got down to Earth and why. And then it gets into the backstories of like all the characters, and it's really interesting.
That's awesome. Cool.
And
is it fairly realistic?
Yeah, for a show, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I don't remember most of it, but I'd say it's pretty realistic, I guess. I mean, they're in a future where Earth has been blown to bits, so
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how realistic that is, but I really like it, and I like all the characters, and it gets really interesting.
Okay. So. Yeah. So my next show is The Blacklist. Ugh, I love this show so much. Have you seen The Blacklist?
No.
Oh, you have to watch it. So the main character, Raymond Reddington, well, he's Yeah, I'd say he's the main character. I mean, there's a couple main characters that go throughout, but he is by far the best, more villain-esque hero. You know,
anti-hero kind of guy.
Yeah. That's just it's so fabulous the way they play it off. It takes place. The FBI and is working with Raymond Reddington to kind of like discover a criminal underworld and how like the actual crime world works. So it's so fabulous. I just absolutely love it. I can't say enough good things about The Blacklist. If you want something that will make you on the edge of your seat every second you're watching it, and all these different twists and all these different characters you fall in love with, I would suggest The Blacklist. It's so fabulous. And I knew Nate absolutely loves The Blacklist too.
Yeah, I love that they always keep you on your toes. You know, once they resolve one piece of it, they have some other part that springs up to tackle, or 3 at one time.
Yeah, the writers just have such a good job of mapping the entire thing out. It's like every time you figure out one thing, it leads to 12 more things. And the only problem with the show, sometimes it can get frustrating because all of a sudden you have 120 things you want to know about, and they're not connecting it yet, and you're like,
and suddenly 3 seasons later, you're finally figured it out.
seriously.
You're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that mystery. Okay.
Oh yeah. So yeah, my next show would be Person of Interest. Oh, I love this show. So if you love computers, you're gonna love this show. So it kind of takes place. There's kind of like a supercomputer that tracks people down, and the computer determines whether a crime's gonna happen. So if a crime's gonna happen, it sends a code and for one person, and that code will tell you whether that person is involved. So it won't tell you how that person's involved. It will tell you that one person's involved. So it could be the person that's gonna murder somebody, or it's gonna be the person that could get murdered. So that's kind of up to the main characters to figure out. And the creator of this computer created it as an anti-terrorist machine, and the government figured that it's going to only use it for anti-terrorism, not small crimes which it can detect. So the main character finds an ex-military person, and he goes down, and together they track down these people that are persons of interest. And they track them down, and they try to prevent these crimes.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's such a good storyline. I love it. It goes on for like 6 or 7 seasons, I think, and it's absolutely fabulous. I've never had a more brain-twisting TV show ever. So, yeah. I mean, well, I won't say it's a brain, like, it just makes you really think, could a computer really do that? It's just fabulous.
Yeah. I don't have any other TV shows, so you can keep going.
All right, well, yeah.
Unless Nate has one. Do you have one?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'll skip a couple. Parks and Rec. This show is so
you
funny.
Got one?
Yeah. No, keep going.
Okay. Oh. So Parks and Rec. I know Nate loves the show. Have you seen Parks and Rec?
I have not. I've heard Parks and Rec and The Office are really good shows.
So I haven't seen them. Parks and Rec is like, I'd say, the better version of The Office. It's so funny. They take like that same type of like interviewing type strategy when it comes to directing to the cast, but it's so funny. They add so many different things, and I love it.
Yeah, we started it, and I watch shows with my family, and my family didn't like it. Yeah. So I never got to finish that one.
But it's a really funny show. So the next show I have is Chuck. Oh, Chuck. I'm not sure if you guys see Chuck.
I've heard of
it. It's so funny. It's so funny. They take this play on, it's kind of like Psych, except this guy gets a computer system. They figure out how to embed it in someone's brain. So his brain like turns into like a supercomputer, and he can detect different people that are on this massive list that are like crime lords or all these different people. So the FBI.
That's cool.
That's
really cool.
Yeah. So the FBI like take him and bring him a part of the FBI, and he's just this really geeky guy that works at what they call the Buy More, which is like a Best Buy. And so he works there. So he works with the FBI to figure out. So he'd be like, oh, that guy, he's a terrorist, and he's gonna blow up this whole place. And so then the FBI will go in and move, and that's so cool. Really awesome.
I gotta watch that now. That sounds really
cool.
cool.
I think you would love it. I suggest it to anybody. It's super funny too.
That's awesome.
I'll take 2 more. My second to last one will be Suits.
What?
Suits. Suits is a really great show. It's about big shot lawyers in New York, and I just absolutely love it. It's so fabulous. If you're kind of into that law, like I really like law and kind of more government and contract stuff, it's so fun. It just brings a lot of comedy into it, but it brings all kinds of different facts about kind of law and how lawyers work. I'm sure a lot of it's irrealistic if you're an actual lawyer, but it's really fun to just feel like you're in the world of a bunch of big shot lawyers that kind of like control Wall Street and control, New York. So that's a lot of fun.
Interesting.
And then my last one, this one is on Hulu. It is Last Man Standing.
Nice.
Love this show. I love this show so much. It's I believe it's a sitcom. Is it considered a sitcom? I think so, but it's so funny. It's about a half an hour long, and they're just Tim Allen's like the main character, and it takes place at like Outdoor Man, which is like a Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of really good comedy in there, just a lot of comedy when it comes to kind of Tim Allen's career, and as he's gone up, it kind of brings a lot of stuff that if you've been following him throughout his career into the show. So it's just absolutely hilarious. I love it.
I didn't actually know that, but I still found it funny. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are our lists. Is there any other shows you want to throw out there?
Oh, I got a great one.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's called Boy Meets World. Not Girl Meets World, because that was a disappointment to pretty much everybody.
Boy Meets Girl, that's like the
No, Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Girl Meets World?
It's a new Disney.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the newest.
Yeah.
That's the one
I
I've
heard Boy Meets World is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I heard from a lot of people, I haven't seen it, but I heard a lot of people really like Friends.
Friends is good.
Yeah.
Friends is really good.
That's a good show too.
It's a group of friends.
Yeah.
And
Wait, are we talking about Friends or Boy Meets World?
No, we're talking about Friends now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Micah moved on.
Okay,
So,
we moved on.
We moved on.
Yeah, Friends is about just a group of people that, and they kind of stick together throughout the whole show and just kind of their lives. And,
Yeah.
But they have such opposite personalities, so it makes it really kind of like us.
Yeah. That's really funny. So well, that's the last call. Thanks for watching. We got Nate, Keith, and myself. I'm Micah. Nice to see you. Tune in next time. Subscribe below.
I just love how you're like, myself, Micah.
Micah's learning.
Good job, Micah. Okay, so we'll stop.